Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Now, I have done this video already, but I didn't like the footage, so it's my second attempt of Why I Am the Way I Am Part 3 to my parents divorcing, but a Part 2 to the bullying. Now, I just want to mention that this video that I'm doing, or the other videos that I've done, it's not me you know doing this for views or doing it for attention. It's just me, my way of releasing it, getting it off my chest, that kind of thing. And I do want to excuse how I look a little bit, just because I was in the sun for far too long yesterday, and as you can see, it hurts. I have really badly burnt myself on my shoulders. It kills. Okay, it's like the worst pain, and I've been using this 24-hour after sun, which is it says it cools and smooths, and it's, I love Nivea. It's really good. I highly recommend it. I've put my second lot on now. It's amazing. I love it. My dad used it when he went to Africa, and when you've got bad sunburn and you forgot to put sun cream on, but you forgot to put extra on just in case, that's the result. Okay, I put a bit of sun cream on, but obviously, as you can see, it's not enough. And yeah, but this after sun is, I love it so much. Anyway, let's get started on the video. So I want to start off saying with the divorce. I'll start with that first, and then we'll move on to talk about a bit more about my bullying at school. So often when my parents were married, my grandparents thought it would be nice to start having family holidays around Easter time. So Easter holidays. And my grandma thought, how nice would that be? And, and my grandparents obviously sat down, discussed it, this and that, how nice it would be to have a nice family holiday. And our first one that we went to, I think all of them have been for about a week. Yeah, a week. And our first one that we went to with the whole family was Devon, and oh my god, it's beautiful. I don't remember much about it because obviously I was quite young at the time, but I remember for some of the days, or probably most of it, I was sick, and I don't know whether it was because I was homesick or whether I was just naturally sick, as people get sick, I don't know. So through some of it, my parents would often be the ones, they'd stay behind and, look after me, because I wasn't at the age where I could be like, you guys go, I'll be alright on my own type thing, Anyway, so then when Mum and Dad had separated, I don't think quite divorced at this time. It was coming round to Easter again, and there was a chance for us to go on a massive Cornwall holiday. One of the amazing place, and this place that we had a chance to stay at my auntie was allowed to bring her dog. Yes, who is sadly no longer with us, which it's really sad. I miss her so much. You know, that dog was a bundle of joy, and, you know, she was family, part of the furniture, you know? And obviously, Mum did her usual, you know, they're not going, no way, I'm not having them go on holiday with you. You know, I just really wanted to go, and Ryan, obviously, he really wanted to go. And, you know, my dad thought, is it going to get that ridiculous that he may have to take my mum to court about it, to fight for us to have a family holiday, and it was only going to be for a week, you know. And Cornwall, it's not that far away. It's not like he wanted to take us for over a month abroad somewhere. You know, abroad, it's a bit different. But we were with family. You know, we were in safe hands. And we've always been in safe hands. So she kept rebelling and kept saying they're not going, blah, blah, blah. And my mum decided to give me and Ryan £15 each. And my nan decided that she was going to do the same. So I don't know if my uncle paid 15 to us for us to spend as well. I'm not sure. I think my uncle and my nan paid half, so they both paid 15 together. I'm not sure. I think that's what happened. So they did that for spending money, because well, in the end, Mum let us go. What had her change her mind to have her say yes, they can go, is an answer I either can't remember or I don't know. It's one of the two. I'm not sure. It was ages ago. I can't remember how old me and Ryan were, but we were still going to school. So, my mum had said that all the things they buy with mine and my mum's money, so they're our nan's money, she wants to make sure that she saw them when we got back from the holiday. And we said, yeah, we would be happy to show you, that's fine. But as we know about Mum in the past, which I've said in previous videos, she's one of those that if she spent money on it, then she won't want my dad to have any enjoyment, you know, to benefit from it. And I'm thinking, but if it's something like, you know, a Bratz doll or a Barbie doll or things like that, what enjoyment would you get out of toys? We're still at an age where we played with toys a little bit. You know, we didn't buy any toys with it, I don't think. No, I don't think we did. But anyway, that's not really the point. So, my dad thought, well, if the kids take the items that they brought with their mum's and nan's money and took them over to show her, you know, would she ever let them have it back, you know, to use at mine with me? You know, so it's very, how can I have her see the items but still be clever about it? And there is something that he did which was really clever, but I will come to that. I will get there. Anyway, so my dad had given us a bit of spending money. I forget how much he gave, but he wanted us to have something, and I think he had help from our grandparents as well. I'm not sure. but they like to help out because they love us, and you know, they're just kind, and it's what family are there for. If you need a bit of financial help and you've got other family members that are more fortunate than you and they're able to help you, you know, we're very grateful. Let's just put it that way, we're very grateful. And we really appreciate that we've got such a tight-knit, loving family that just mean the world. Everyone is so special and precious to me and my family. Like, I don't have a favourite, you know. Oh, anyway, so we went out to the local shopping centre and looked round the shops, and me and Ryan decided on a couple of things that we wanted to buy. One of the things that I brought was a beautiful dress that had roses on it. And then Mum and Mia, the first one at the time, had not long been out on DVD. That's how long ago it was. Wow. That's like over 10 years ago already. Oh my god. Sorry. Anyway, so I brought that on DVD. And I think I might have brought a Bratz doll. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm still at an age where I did play with toys a little bit. Ryan had brought a map because it's one of his interests. He's into that kind of thing. I think he brought more than a map, but I'm not sure. But I think that was most of his money gone, actually, because some maps can cost a fair bit. Anyway, so my mum had said, you know, make sure the kids bring everything home, because their nan wants to see them. So Dad was on his way to dropping us back home from having a lovely, lovely holiday with the family, which was a wonderful holiday. It was nice to have a bit of family bonding time. Britain's Got Talent was on at the time. It was the year that Susan Boyle won Britain's Got Talent. That's how long ago that was. Wow. That was ages ago. That's making me feel so old. But I'm not. I'm really young. Wow. So do the maths, people. I'm 23 now. Just think how old I was then. Do the maths. I can't be bothered. Anyway, so obviously my nan at the time, you know, being an elderly lady, she might not have had, didn't at the time have her own transport apart from a choice of having a bus. And you guys know, those who go on the bus will know how long it can take to wait for a bus, and sometimes they don't turn up or you wait ages for it. You get the drill. So my dad said, if your nan really is going over to yours to see the stuff that you had got from the holiday, why don't I phone her up and see if she does want to see your holiday stuff that you had bought with money that she kindly gave you. Let's see if she wants picking up and taking over there. So my dad had phoned her and said, hi Brenda, it's me, Tim. Lynn has told me that you're going round there today so that you can see the items that Ryan and Elise had got from holiday that you kindly paid for them. And my nan was really confused and said, I'm not going round there. I haven't planned to go round there. Have I forgotten that I'm going round or something? And Dad said, no, I'm sorry to bother you, Brenda. Don't worry. That was her name. She sadly passed away 2012. So she can't really, bless her. I'm sad that Mum lied like that. I don't understand why she would do such a thing. And my poor Nan that day was not very well, and she come out of bed and she really didn't feel good at all. And I thought, how can you put someone through that when you... My mum must have known she wasn't well that day. So my dad, the clever thing he did was so that we would have the choice of where we would have our items and for Mum to still see what we had got. What my dad was, he got us to give him our items, and he took a picture of every single item and a picture of me posing at every single angle in my dress. So my mum can't say, I haven't seen what it looks like at the side. He's got a picture of that. So we showed her the pictures of our items so that not only has she seen them, but she couldn't take them off us and stop us from having them at Dad's. Really clever, isn't it? Mum didn't like it one bit, obviously, but I thought that was genius. And I just think we really had to go that far just to show what Mum was like. We didn't do it to show what she was like. We just didn't want it where we wouldn't ever get our items again. So she was really cross, and you know, I forget what happened after that, but that's just one story. And anyway, there is this other story where, well, this is more Ryan's story than mine, but I'm gonna mention it because I feel like it's important, because I did the same a few years later, which is when Ryan turned 16, he moved out, because when you turn 16, you're able to move out and live with the other parent, and you're old enough to make your own decisions. So when Ryan had turned 16 on his birthday, I don't know if he went on his birthday literally like I did, or whether it was a few days or a week later, I'm not sure. But what Mum had done was she gave him some black bin bags and chucked them outside of the house like she did with Dad's stuff when he chose to leave. If you know about that story, you would have seen it. If you want to know more about that, it's in a previous video. So she had just made it look as if he was the difficult one that was playing up, and she made it look like she had chucked him out. And she did tell people. She told her friends that, this is the funny thing, she had told her friends that she had had enough of Dad and that she divorced him. But she didn't. He divorced her. And she told people that Ryan was so naughty that she chucked him out. When she didn't. He chose to leave. And when I chose to leave on my 16th birthday, because I wasn't hanging about, I couldn't wait to get out of there and away from her. I love her, but I just can't live with her. When I moved out, she thought that I had just planned to pack a bag to go for the weekend, but I hadn't. She said, you can't be moving out, you're only taking one small bag and there's barely anything in there. Now see, this is the part that Mum didn't know and still doesn't know today. I had in the afternoons when Mum had gone to work, and Dad would be in his car waiting outside. whilst I was filling the boot up with all of my belongings. So come to my 16th birthday, if I was to take one small bag, Mum would think, yeah, she's not moving out, she'll come back like I've told her to do. And I kind of think I wish I took more, but I didn't want it to look like everything was gone. I wanted her to still be in the belief that I was going to come back for a party that she had thrown me. She threw me a little party, got me a cake and everything, but I didn't turn up because I had moved out, and I was, at that point, I was at the stage where I just didn't want anything to do with her, and I hadn't seen her for a whole 6 weeks, maybe a bit more. And then I started thinking I should see her again. And I don't see her that much. And when I do see her, I'd go round for a whole day or a whole weekend. But the whole weekend thing is a very rare thing, and I mostly go now to see Ryan. I don't really get on with Ryan as much as you think I would, because you'd think with all the separating and the divorce, we'd be really close. But we're close in a way. If Mum was to do something we wouldn't like, we would stick together. But we argue 99% of the time. You know, whenever I see him, he only has to say one word and it will trigger me. Like, I shouldn't have it do that, because things like that didn't trigger me at school. So, now we've told a bit more to the divorce and separation and things. We've told more stories. Now I'm going to go back to school and talk about a particular incident that had happened, which wasn't the nicest thing, but it had happened. So I was in junior school, and I was told by certain people, oh, we want to play with you, we want you to come outside, and I agreed, and it was during the SATs test at the time, and they said to bring a souvenir or something in that you can bring in with you whilst you sit them. And some people brought teddy bears in, cuddly toys, and someone had brought one particular cuddly toy in. And I said, I've got that. They said, no, you don't. You're lying. And I said, actually, no, I'm not. I do have it. They said, prove it. Bring it in tomorrow. Prove you've got it. So I did. I brought it in, and I said, I do have it. And then the next day that I brought it, and they saw it, they knew it was true because they could see with their own eyes. And they had to go at me and said, how dare I copy her? What would I bring it in for? And then I said, but you asked me to prove to you that I had it. But then they would have a go at me. And then I would say to them, they would be about 11 at the time. And I would say to them, actual age, not your shoe size. And they would say, well, my shoe size is 11, so I am acting it. And I would instantly know straight away, well, actually, I remember you saying yesterday that your shoe size was a 5. And quite often, I'd always have people say, when you say to act your age and not your shoe size, well, our age and shoe size is the same. And they would end up calling me stupid, but I knew that their age and their shoe size wasn't the same. But they always tried it. Always tried it. And there was this one occasion where I was on this, we had like an assault course type thing on the playground, and one of them, you would have to stand on it. You'd have to stand on it, and it would wobble, and you'd have to get from one piece of rope with a bit of wood on it, from one end to the other end, and it would wobble, and sometimes, like, you have this feeling like you're gonna fall off, and there was this one time that I was on it, and it was really wobbly, and a couple of people, my regular bullies, would come over, and they would purposely really shake it, and I nearly fell off, and they carried on and carried on, and I actually did fall off, and I badly hurt my back. And I remember going to the nurse's room, or whatever it was called back then, and saying that so and so and so and so had really shook it and fell off and badly hurt my back. But where it was 2 against 1, they had said that I was mucking around and I fell off. But the school knew me really well. They knew I wasn't the type that would muck around like that. And they just said, well, she was copying us. And we didn't fall over, but she did. And 2 against 1, they got believed. And I got into detention. And I never experienced detention before because I was just good. And yes, I was called a goody two-shoes, but you know what? At least I wasn't out there trying to cause trouble, and, you know, I just wasn't like that. I wasn't that type of child. Yeah. And I remember in detention, we would sit there quiet, not say anything, and we were given work to do, but I'd rather have detention during my lunchtime, do work, than get bullied, you know? I'm back, sorry, my boyfriend came in, but he's left now. So, I remember this one occasion where we used to have a knit nurse at school. They really need to bring that back. I'm changing the subject because I don't remember what I was talking about because my boyfriend interrupted. And of course, when you pause and then you come back, it's like, what were you talking about? It's kind of annoyed me. But anyway, we're waiting in the queue, and where I was first in the queue one time, everyone else in my class, instead of standing near me, they stood away from me. Every time I went to school, and everyone was always trying to stay away from me, I felt like I was a disease that if they stood anywhere near me, they would catch it. That's literally how I felt. It's kind of like the virus today. You just don't want to catch it and you have to stand 2 meters from someone. It was literally, I was like Corona and everyone stayed well clear of me. That's literally the only way I could describe my life at school. It was pretty much like that. I hated it. And, you know, looking back, I'm kind of glad that I was bullied in a way because it's made me stronger and, you know, I've got a voice now more of a voice. Well, a voice in general, because I didn't have one back then. But I've actually got a voice now, and I'm not afraid to use it. And I do have my own opinions about things. I'm going to be straight up and honest about things, on how I feel. If I'm not keen on something, I'm going to say so. You know, and I will try and be not just as honest as I can be, but I want to try and be as nice as I can about it. I don't want to, say, oh, you're a whatever you are, and be nasty about it. I want to try and be honest. I don't want to be one of those that is too afraid to, use their voice and then allow themselves to be walked all over. I don't want to offend anyone with this video. I don't want anyone to feel offended in any way. Okay, I'm just telling it as it is, exactly how it happened, how it makes me feel, and, I've been as honest as I can be with all of my videos, to be honest. There isn't a video where I've lied to anyone. It's not me, it's not my style, and lying didn't get people at school, my schools, anywhere. And I don't really see the point. Anyway, so thank you ever so much for watching, and I really hope you have learnt more about me, and I really hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm not sure it's a thing to enjoy, but I hope you've learnt a few things. And those who aren't so nice to people, I hope this has taught you that being nice doesn't cost anything. And if you're nice to someone, they're going to be nice back. Treat someone how you want to be treated. If you want to be treated with kindness and lots of respect, then you need to give lots of kindness and respect to them and lots of others, and you'll get it back. If you're not so nice to someone, then they're not going to be nice to you. You seeing how this works. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!